Hello again, friends. Happy Friday and welcome to Acoustic Guitar Showcase number 95. We sure appreciate you joining us on your Friday afternoon. And if you happen to be one of those that perhaps is not watching this live but catching it after the fact, we sure appreciate you tuning in to this stream as well. We've got quite the number of guitars to play through today that I think will be quite hopefully a crowd-pleasing acoustic guitar showcase here. Before we dig all the way into all these lovely creations, folks, please say hello to your friend and mine, Alejandro, running the show behind the controls today.
What's up, guitar geeks? Good to be back.
Alejandro, why don't we tell the folks what we are doing today? We're going to give away a free Eddie's Guitars t-shirt today if one of you can guess the correct criteria. What we're going to do, Alejandro's going to kind of keep track of this in the comments for us a little bit. We're not going to do any kind of drawing or random something or other in terms of giving a t-shirt away this time, at least. This is going to be a bit of a perhaps luck, perhaps skill, perhaps knowledge in watching our acoustic guitar showcase live streams here. Past knowledge of those might be helpful in this context. What we're going to do, we have a secret guitar at the end of the stream today that, in fact, only myself and Alejandro know what this guitar is, at least at this point. I was not going to say if, I believe someone will guess what we are going to ask you to guess for. The first person who comments in the correct builder of this guitar, and got to have both, the builder and the back and side tone wood for the secret guitar, which we will have at the very end of today's live stream. And no, it's not already hanging on the wall. You're not seeing it on the wall already. However, I will give one hint in that this builder is no stranger to our channel here. This wood is no stranger to our channel here. Those are the only hints I'm giving. So folks, start guessing, commenting in. Alejandro's going to sift through those. Whoever guesses the correct builder of the mystery guitar and the correct back and side tone wood, and it's got to be specific, will get a free Eddie's Guitars t-shirt sent to them at no charge. So if you're into free clothing, get your keyboard out. But in the meantime, we have some guitars to play through, and starting today, we've got a guitar that made its debut at the 2026 NAMM show. This is part of the Mojave collection or Mojave series of guitars from Ryan Guitars all the way out west in California, and this is a Nightingale Grand Soloist model, so perhaps among the more versatile shapes and sizes that the folks at Ryan build. I think it's fair to say a guitar that's very capable of playing big, strong rhythm, but when you dial back and you need that delicate finger style, this guitar is not shy with that type of playing at all. So really a versatile creation, and we'll dig into the woods of this guitar, which are pretty exciting, pretty unique, I will say. Speaking of which, Alejandro, let's start off with what this thing's made out of, if we could here. Folks, you'll see an Engelmann top here that is just absolutely full of character and some downright funky gnarly coloring and figuring throughout this this beautiful Engelmann soundboard. This was actually found at a NAMM show, believe it or not. Several years ago, there was a wood vendor there that had this really just incredible, unique Engelmann spruce that had a particularly light and stiff character to it. So we're not using this wood simply for the cool aesthetic, which it certainly possesses, but this is particularly light, particularly stiff Engelmann spruce. I think the sound elaborates on that a little bit, but you can see just some really, really unique figuring and color and almost like mineral deposits in this Engelmann spruce here. Really, really beautiful stuff. And of course, we always love to see those perfectly white, perfectly straight grain, no flaws, those really perfect spruce tops. But I've got to say, after seeing a lot of those over the years, something like this with some cool character, and you know it when you see it kind of thing, is an awful lot of fun too, I've got to say. And I think just in the theme of this guitar, sort of the aesthetic styling, this top works really darn well, and I think was well used by the folks at Ryan there. The back and sides of this guitar are an incredible set of spalted figured maple. And it just instantly gives you, or gives me at least, sort of that desert, sort of the bleached out, cow skull type of vibe. Just gives those vibes with that spalting. Also the top, I believe, as well, just kind of gives you that dry kind of desert look a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful figuring and spalting in this maple, though. Truly a spectacular set. And just look at all that incredible, almost flowing hair-like figure, especially down in that lower bout. Really incredible back and side set to this guitar. And as I mentioned earlier, this is part of the Mojave series, and what they've done is they have included different types of different colors of reconstituted stone in the detailing of this guitar. So you'll see very boldly on the rosette there is a beautiful agave green reconstituted stone rosette there, and that's that has sort of the southwest arches that are actually inlaid into that reconstituted stone. Really a neat touch there. Very vibey, and I think, again, captures that southwest sort of desert kind of vibe in a really impressive way. The purfling and binding on this guitar is also just as impressive. We've got a full ebony binding theme, which of course includes the generous Ryan armrest or forearm bevel here. We do have those acoustic flutes that are carved right into that forearm bevel. If you're not quite familiar with Ryan guitars or new to our channel perhaps, those acoustic flutes are in fact sound holes or sound ports that are carved all the way through that bevel into the guitar, serving as the player's sort of personal monitor. Perhaps the most elegant version of a sound port that exists as far as I'm aware of, at least. An incredible workmanship there. Lots of handiwork gone into this. This is not the product of a CNC machine situation. You better believe it. It's a lot of fun. Also, just the purfling around the top of the guitar. You might see there's actually two separate strips of black Tahitian pearl. Really a complex and deep looking purfling around the top of this guitar. They have mirrored the singular strips of black Tahitian pearl onto the sides as well as onto the back border of the guitar as well. They're creating that theme all around the guitar in a really, really nice way. All the way up on the headstock, we're going to see a beautiful figured ebony veneer on the face of that headstock. You'll see that black Tahitian pearl lining giving that headstock a beautiful iridescent frame there. We also have kind of the Southwest arts and crafts themed inlays right in the center of the headstock with the agave Ryan logo that has been bordered in black Tahitian pearl as well, giving it its own little frame inside that wood veneer on the face of the headstock as well. I love how they've even included a bit of black Tahitian pearl purfling just on the truss rod cover itself, because why wouldn't you? Really nice little detailed touch there. I really like that. The fingerboard inlays on this guitar fit it perfectly. These are the Southwest Arches fingerboard inlay, again done in kind of that arts and crafts theme with that agave reconstituted stone, perfectly tying in with the rest of the theme of the guitar. This has the standard C profile neck, kind of a low profile, very comfortable C profile neck, 1 3/4 at the nut, 2 1/4 down here at the bridge, and we have the typical 25.7 extended fingerstyle scale length on the Nightingale as well, which is a beautiful, just slightly longer than standard, 25.5 or so scale length, giving this guitar a lovely ring, long sustain, and of course all of the rest of the Ryan innovations in this guitar, the acoustic honeycomb bridge plate, the EO bracing under the hood of this guitar, titanium bridge pins, lots of fabulous details in a guitar like this. And I will say that the sound absolutely represents what is in and on this guitar. It's a vibrant, detailed sound, and even playing, big chords, the note separation from string to string is very, very clear, which I really like. Folks, we will, let's be honest with ourselves. I think we've probably all played, or at the very least have all heard, a maple guitar at least out there, maybe multiple maple back and side guitars out there that just didn't do it for you. Didn't maybe have the sustain you wanted, the overtone presence. Sometimes maple guitars can sound a little dry, can maybe be a little short in the sustain department, depending on a number of factors, but I am happy to report this guitar suffers from none of the sometimes negative connotations that are associated with a maple back and side guitar. It's a vibrant, loud, responsive, sustaining instrument here. And if maple perhaps has been you've been apprehensive of maple in the past, this might be worth reconsidering in an instrument like this for sure. Outstanding stuff. Got to say, again, just the theme of the reconstituted stone, the colorful aspect of this little micro series of guitars Ryan has done is a lot of fun.
I agree, Matt. Those are pretty awesome and cool to see the vibrant colors jumping off of those rosettes.
Seriously.
And
I think that
tonewoods.
The maple too, not to be generic with the color of the maple, but it makes for a nice clean canvas for colorful, little touches like that, which is pretty cool.
So I'm happy to announce that we already have a winner. That did not take long. I think you were maybe like a quarter into the Ryan before someone got it right. So
can I ask who it was?
Yes, that is David Bateson. Commented, perhaps a Froggy with German over the tree mahogany.
Okay, I didn't even ask for the top.
And what is the top?
He guessed the top too.
Oh
though.
my God, yeah.
He's the winner.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Well, yeah, we'll get with you, David, on getting a shirt to you. If you could email us your address. Let me put it up on the screen here.
Well, now that we've given it away, should we show the guitar?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm kidding. We'll wait till the end. We'll still make them sweat.
We'll wait till the end.
Maybe we shouldn't have revealed it until the end. Maybe.
Oh, too late for
We'll
that.
figure this out as we go.
I didn't want to lead people on.
No, I know. We're... We'll figure it out. David, thank you very much for guessing, and to everyone else who may have guessed incorrectly or correctly as well. Was he the only one that guessed it correctly so far?
Oh, yeah. He's the only one that guessed it correctly so far. Yeah.
Not just the first, but the only. Just making sure.
Right. But yeah, we've got Jeff Jewett and Brees Ruggiero in the chat.
Awesome.
Among our a lot of our great regulars that I'm seeing here.
Fabulous. It always makes me plenty nervous when world-class builders are watching me play guitars. So this is great. This is just great.
And Dave is real happy with the Erlacher concert that he picked up.
Dave, I believe you are. I would believe that statement any day of the week.
And Kingdom Guitars is recommending that we do a collab with Dream Guitars one of these days.
We may be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
Dustin Furlow and I are pretty good buddies, so we talk from time to time and run into each other at some of the guitar shows and so on. If you want to talk about a absolutely astoundingly amazing guitar player, go look up my buddy Dustin Furlow. He will force you to throw all your stuff away because you won't even want to look at a guitar after you hear Dustin play. But yes, I would love to do something along those lines. Perhaps one of us will pay the other a visit sometime in the future. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Folks, believe it or not, guitar number 2 off the wall today is another guitar that spent some time at the 2026 NAMM show on display, and we're always kind of excited about the guitars that these builders deem worthy to represent sort of what they do, perhaps to folks who have never even heard of them before or ever played one. More importantly, perhaps to those who have heard of these makers and have been, waiting to play one for decades in some cases. And finally, I'm at the NAMM show. I get to try one. This is the type of guitar they would bring to represent the work that they do. This is a CM custom model. And Hondra, let's take a gander at this beauty if we could, please. I love the top on this guitar. And when I saw this hanging in the NAMM booth there at Huss and Dalton, I walked over to Brian and said, is that one sold? Because we need that one. This is a Bearclaw Sitka Spruce top of a lovely variety, just a gorgeous top on this guitar. And you can hear the tone. It is just seasoned and open and just a lively, responsive soundboard here. And Bearclaw Sitka is something I have really been enjoying the last few years here. I think the builders that get a hold of the really good stuff sure use it in a beautiful way. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about. We've got an impressive rosette on this guitar, very impressive. In fact, we've got sort of a main wood theme there done in Zebrawood with a center kind of focus of an abalone rosette there right in the center. So sort of rosette on top of rosette in a very cool design there. I like this kind of simpler, sort of a belly bridge, but almost a bar bridge too. Really a nice design, very sleek, very clean bridge design. I really like that drop-in saddle. The binding material, not only on the body, but also around the fingerboard of this guitar, you'll see is a very curly maple binding. And we've got some just very tight, kind of a black, white, black purfling around the top of the guitar, giving it a nice frame inside the binding. Back and sides of this guitar are simply not something we see every day, certainly not of this quality. This is a beautiful Zebrawood or Zebrano back and side set on this guitar. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You guessed it. Absolutely phenomenal back set. The color of this, to me kind of tells the whole story. Of course, the grain in the figure is absolutely beautiful, but this color is just pure luxury, if you ask me. Absolutely fabulous. If we zoom in a little bit, you'll see a zipper back strip going all the way down the center of that back, which is kind of standard for the CM model. I like how they match the Zebrano heel cap down there as well. And I also have to tell you, I love what they've done on the headstock. A kind of a book matched, that headstock is quite literally split in half there, at least the veneer is, and book matched to where you get that nice chevron kind of figure all the way up the headstock, even onto the truss rod cover itself has some really cool chevron details on it. Gold tuning machines, black ebony buttons, which of course coordinate beautifully with the ebony fingerboard. We've got the double scroll abalone fingerboard inlay right there at the 12th fret. This is a 14 fret guitar, of course, with that generous Venetian cutaway there and that CM body style. Man, I'll tell you, that's just a beautiful, pure looking acoustic shape, if you ask me. Really a beautiful guitar shape. The scale length on this guitar is 25.4, so very familiar if you're a Martin player or Martin derivative player, perhaps. And then a 1 3/4 nut and 2 7/32 down at this bridge as well. That's a beauty. That is a beauty. Got to say, it seems like the folks at Huss and Dalton have been creating quite some inspired guitars, I will say. Some of the stuff they've been coming out with that's a little bit more on the custom side of things, off the beaten path wood combinations have been really fun. We've been lucky to get a number of them through our doors here.
That's a real cool one. I love that book matched headstock with the matching back set. Pretty sweet.
Folks, I am admittedly very excited to show off this guitar and sort of what it represents, not only as a guitar, but for our shop and the folks that made it for us. folks, for the last several years now, the folks at Bourgeois, in collaboration with their top dealers, have allowed those top dealers to do a 6-piece limited edition custom run specific to those top dealerships. And we're lucky enough to be among that crowd of top dealers for Bourgeois guitars, which we are grateful to be in that little group of folks there. Along with that, we have been honored with the opportunity of co-designing some guitars that only Eddie's Guitars will have anything remotely close to, which is obviously a lot of fun for us, a lot of fun for the clients that we work with who receive these guitars. But this is one of 6. They're still slowly trickling into our shop. If you check out the Bourgeois guitars section on our website, you'll see the first 3, of which this one is. And excuse me, this is a small jumbo carved back guitar that between myself, some of the guys at the shop here, and a handful of the folks at Bourgeois, we really put our heads together in creating these creations that you see here. They're all a little different, and they all kind of have a central theme as well that they all share. So we're going to primarily dig into just this one guitar today. I'm sure we'll dig into more of the others later as they come in as well. But Handro, let's take a little gander here. Folks, we've got a beautiful hand-selected Adirondack spruce top to start things off with this guitar. And we thought with the natural versions, just a heads up, we've done a natural and a sunburst of each guitar we've done, so a total of 6, 2 of each. This is a natural version of this particular guitar we did, and we wanted to stick with a non-torified, beautiful blonde Adirondack spruce top on this guitar, not only for the aesthetics of it, but certainly for the power, the clarity, the note separation that Adirondack is going to give you. And in the context of what the back and sides are of this guitar, this is just absolutely perfect. Before we get to the back and sides, I do want to call your attention to some of the smaller details on the face of the guitar, starting with the bound oval-shaped sound hole on this guitar. You can see bound in Zerakote to match the Zerakote binding around the rest of the guitar. But if we zoom in, you'll see a tiny band of Zerakote inside as well. And otherwise, it's kind of a soloist, if you're familiar with the Bourgeois models, kind of a soloist style rosette outside of the fact that it's an oval and all that good stuff. We also have soloist style purfling all the way around the top. And what we did that was a little different, and I got to tell you, this is a touch I adore, is we did almost a 42 style lining around the fingerboard extension with that soloist purfling to give it all a really cohesive, very bold frame, even around the end of the fingerboard there. It's subtle from a distance, and the closer that you get up on it, the more you can appreciate the detail work going all the way around that fingerboard extension there, floating just above the rosette and the sound hole itself in a really, really beautiful way. Excuse me. Otherwise, we've got quite a bit of a kind of an art deco theme to this guitar. You'll see little hints of that inlaid into the beautiful belly bridge down here that's done in ebony, in mother of pearl, of course, with all the inlay work there. But back and sides of this guitar are a stunning set of figured maple. And this has been lovingly, affectionately nicknamed, and I'll tell you why. This has been affectionately nicknamed Roadkill Maple, which maybe at first glance doesn't sound like the most attractive or luxurious thing in the whole world, but really excellent story behind this actual wood that you're seeing here. Our friends, Master Luthier James Whitkiss at Bourgeois Guitars, and his and mine, and hopefully all of your good friend as well, James Cook, from Bourgeois Guitars and helps run their wood mill up there. We're literally driving down the middle of nowhere in Maine, which is not hard to find in Maine. Most of Maine is the middle of nowhere, but literally kind of in deep Maine, and they see this log on the side of the road. It's been dead. It's been there who knows how long. And both of these guys, both of the James, see this log and they're like, let's go get that. And proceeded to go figure out this is a big maple tree that fell, got struck by lightning. Something happened, but it's laying here next to the side of the road. They literally went back with a truck, drug the thing up onto the back of a flatbed truck, and took it back to the sawmill where they broke the stuff down and found this astounding, figured, colorful, characterful maple on the side of the road in Maine. So Maine native, pretty excellent, and a backyard find, if you will. Really, really excellent, but really fun to see this turn into a guitar. I've been hearing about this maple log for a couple of years now, at least, when they were pulling that out of the woods up north up there, and so cool to see it come to fruition in this guitar here. Really cool story behind this maple. We'll also enjoy a beautifully figured maple neck on this guitar. You'll see a rosewood stringer going down the neck, giving it a nice bit of symmetry there as well. All the way up on the headstock, we've got just a jet black ebony veneer, perfect headstock veneer on there. And again, both the fingerboard and the headstock are bound in Ziricote, and you'll see an array of beautiful mother of pearl inlays, starting with the Bourgeois logo, most importantly, all the way up top there. But we've got an array of Art Deco inlays on the headstock, on the face of the fingerboard, including a beautiful doubled one there at the 12th fret, as well as, again, on the wings of the bridge down here. This is an original inlay designed by our good friend Andrew Olson at Bourgeois Guitars, and he has just really turned into an excellent inlay design artist. Just incredible work that he produces, even after I approved previous designs of this and said, oh yeah, man, this is perfect. He would continue working on it, going, no, I can make it better. And this is what we landed on. So he really came up with a beautiful, super, super classy Art Deco theme for the inlays of these 6 guitars. And again, something that you will not find on any other Bourgeois guitars moving forward, so making it really cool and unique, kind of fun to have something like that. So the SJ models in general, including this guitar, tend to have a 25-inch even scale length. This guitar has a 1 3/4-inch nut with a 2 5/16 spacing down here at the bridge, Adirondack spruce braces under the hood here. I've got to say, Addy and Maple, this is a fun one here for sure. Very cool.
Matt, before you put that one away, chat is curious, with the carved back, are there any back braces?
No back braces.
No back braces.
So we've got kind of a standard X brace. I say standard, it's been completely hand carved by the folks at Bourgeois, so probably pretty far from standard, but an intimately braced X brace top, if you will. No braces on the back of this guitar. It's a true carved back, unbraced, very impressive. And I've got to say, I've heard a little bit about the process of the carving of these backs. Of course, before they were going to put any instruments out into the world, they were going to make sure everything is stable, everything is not overbuilt or too heavy in the actual finished piece of wood that makes it to the guitar. And they really have done their research as far as how to get an arched guitar to really sing. Of course, the flat top on this guitar is doing a lot of what we're hearing in terms of the sustain, a lot of the tonality. I think some of the percussiveness for sure, especially when using a flat pick with this guitar, that carved back is just really providing that nice punch, that immediacy to the sound. This probably goes without saying and might be the most obvious statement in the world, but it's like having half an arch top and half a flat top guitar, which is really cool. It gives you a little bit of the blend of both sounds. If you were like and I'm not, sadly, but if you were like a big band, jazz player, this is going to be an ultimately fun guitar for you to play, I promise.
And Brees commented that that he hopes that people can understand that it is a pain to do an oval rosette.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
Rogero.
Brees. Well, he would know. He's the rosette master. Yeah. He would know. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess. That's a good point. I guess I never thought about it. If you're just putting a perfect circle there and centering it, that might be one thing. I could see how things might get potentially complicated with the orientation of that oval being, in the right spot and straight and so on.
Right.
That's a good point. As Hondro always says, ovals are pointless.
Oh, and I forgot one more thing. Pretty much everyone in chat, aka one person, said that I should be playing the guitar instead of you. So let's just
good. Well, I'm ready right now.
We don't want that.
Who said that?
Not unless we got an acoustic bass in here somewhere.
Well, let's give the people what they want, Hondro.
Let's just get like a acoustic bass with German spruce and the tree on the back.
There you go. Now we're talking. Well, folks, you heard it here first. The first person that builds Hondro a German spruce and tree acoustic bass wins the next Eddie's Guitars t-shirt. Folks, we have arrived to a massively fun little guitar. This is a Tyler Robbins R2. This is a small body 12 fret guitar. And I think, at least my perception, maybe this is right or wrong or just that, a perception of Tyler's work that I've been able to get my hands on so far is he does kind of what I would deem as a somewhat contemporary voiced guitar. Very impressive, again, in the note separation, the bass response, the incredible responsiveness. This guitar exemplifies all of those things, and I think much more as well. But the material selection, quite honestly, down to just the taste in the aesthetic details are just incredible in this guitar. As I said, kind of a smaller body, 12 fret. That said, this is a 25.5-inch scale length guitar. There's a small handful of builders out there that will do a relatively small guitar like this and put a full length, scale length neck on their guitar. This is one of them. We love this type of design at Eddie's here. This is just exactly what we love. Hondro, let's indulge ourselves once again if we could. Folks, absolute artwork on the face of this guitar. The face of the guitar itself is a full piece of artwork, if you ask me. A beautiful master grade Italian spruce top on this guitar, just stunning in every way. Beautiful freaking top on this guitar here. You can see some absolutely incredibly unique rosette design here that I want to give you a bit of a close-up on if we could. We've got a number of resin, or different resin types, if you will, that have been installed into this sort of partial rosette that, again, has kind of a floral design on that upper bass side, which is so perfectly done. I've got to say, just incredible work. I even love how they've kind of notched the the detail into the binding of the top of the guitar, purfling rather, if you will, in the top of the guitar. But the brilliance of the color here, especially in those deep blues, really an iridescent effect that you get when you move the light over it. Just beautiful depth there, gorgeous stuff. Back and sides of this guitar are an absolutely perfect set of Madagascar rosewood. And if anybody has Madagascar rosewood that looks like this, please call me. Please send it to our favorite builders, because we will use this stuff. This is the Madagascar rosewood that we love right here. All bound in rosewood as well, which I failed to mention until now. But with a back set like this, you don't need a back strip. Let's just put it that way. That does the all the hard work on its own. I will say perfect size as well, just perfect matching job, even down to the very bottom of the guitar. No wedge needed. Yeah, just perfect rosewood all the way around. Call your attention to the face of the headstock, which is half perfect rosewood, half gorgeous blue resin inlay there. Really dramatic, gorgeous, deep-looking headstock. And you can see, even with some of the light reflection there, even the headstock itself has this awesome bevel around it that really creates some visual depth to it, especially up on this little kind of hook up here. Just a gorgeously executed headstock. I love the magnetic truss rod cover that has the purfling across it that matches the actual inlay that's in the headstock itself, giving it some dimension as well. Just a ton of fun. Back of the headstock as well, we'll take a close look at. Beautiful rosewood there, gold Godot 510 tuning machines, otherwise a beautiful Honduran mahogany neck, just details galore in this guitar of good stuff, even down to the player facing position markers, which are little squares, little blocks of that blue resin inlay. And then they're framed with their own little white inlay frame as well. So you will not miss those on a dimly lit stage. I promise you that. A nice visible player-facing inlay there for sure. And then even on the face of the fingerboard, we will not neglect that at all. First, we have a full slab of Madagascar rosewood, and then we'll see sort of partial, if I can get this in focus, sort of partial purfling, kind of framing in here in a very stylistic way, including all the way down there at the 12th fret with those double blue resin kind of overlaying into the side, player-facing position markers, sort of in that Michael Bashkin style, sort of knocking out two inlays in one thing there, and then some more partial purfling around the bottom of the fingerboard extension as well. Just style on top of style. I've got to tell you, really nice. And once again, a Madagascar rosewood bridge down here, and we've only had a small handful of guitars from Tyler through our shop so far, at least. We hope to change that in the near future, but man, oh man, every one we have had has been like, yikes, this thing is absolutely as good as it gets for what that guitar is supposed to be doing. And this R2 keeps that theme going for us in a very strong way. not to go off on a tangent, but in recent years we've heard marketing claims about overtones being in tune with each other, thus not sounding harsh in intonation and so on. To me, I'm hearing these harmonics that just feel like they are all working together and forcing that sustain to keep moving forward with some momentum to it. Just a beautiful thing when everything seems to be working together in a really cohesive way. Love the sustain. Love it.
Yeah, that blue resin headstock is so attention grabbing,
Isn't it?
Every time I see it browsing the site or on the wall, I just forget what I'm doing.
Well, and I think the blue on its own would do a lot, even just on a white piece of paper. You know, it's like, whoa, that's vibrant. But next to this, just, you know, beautiful chocolatey rosewood and beautiful, you know, bright spruce. It's
dramatic.
It is. It really is. It turned out in a beautiful way.
One of the gentlemen that was in our shop recently who traveled from France, Thomas.
Yeah, sure.
Who bought the blind B30 and the Froggy H12. Very happy with it.
Good. I am very glad to hear that, and once again, not surprised at all, but glad.
And he's curious. He was wondering if by playing so many crazy guitars every day, you achieve to find your favorite style of guitar, or if you're struggling to choose because there's too much of them in your shop.
You know, I got to be honest with you, that changes on a day-to-day basis. I don't think I ever realistically feel like, man, if I just had one more guitar that did this thing, man, that would just do it. I'm already there with the singular acoustic guitar that I play all the time, quite honestly. But of course, anytime there's something a little different than what you've got, it always perks your ears up a little bit. I'm not afraid to admit that at all.
Yeah, and that was leading into the next question. What type of guitar do you own personally? Does it reflect the choices you make for your shop?
Boy, does it ever. Yes, it in a way it does. As of right now, at least, my primary singular acoustic guitar is a Kevin Ryan Nightingale Grand Soloist. I'm delighted to be able to say that. And does that follow how we approach ordering things for the store? Yes, it does. We're lucky to be the sole North American Ryan Guitars dealer. Yes, I think those two things play in hand, and I'm not upset about either one of them at all. My goodness. Folks, a number of years ago now, I was lucky enough to attend the Acoustic Life Festival in Bozeman, Montana, that was put on by probably a mutual friend of all of ours, Mr. Tony Policastro. The very first one that I was able to attend, he had just the one of the most world-class fingerstyle instrumental guitar players I've ever heard come to that and perform for us, Mr. Antoine Dufour. And at that time, when I was introduced to Antoine, he very graciously allowed me to play around a little bit with the guitar that he traveled with. And the guitars that he played at the time, the guitars that he continues to play to this day, are built by Mario Beauregard. That experience with that guitar of Antoine's way back then, and I'm guessing, Tony, what was that, back in 2017, maybe 16, maybe even? It was a number of years ago now. That guitar really stuck with me. It was a redwood and Indian rosewood guitar. It was an OM cutaway. Very impressive creation. Of course, hearing Antoine Dufour play it gave it every bit of credibility it could have ever needed, of course. But Mario has been long at work building some of the finest flat top guitars, arch top guitars, even harp guitars in some cases, for a number of years now. And his experience is very well seen in this particular guitar right here. This is an orchestra model with his Florentine cutaway. Jandro, if we could take a gander here. He has started with a Lucky Strike redwood top, and I could probably spend the rest of the evening here, well beyond the confines of our typical showcase time frame, simply just talking about this redwood, its origins, how, when, where it was found. I'm going to allow you to do that research on your own, just in case you're not familiar with the story behind the Lucky Strike redwood, but just leave it to basically being some of the finest redwood that could ever make it onto the face of an acoustic guitar ever, is basically what this represents right here. And I think the sound of it, Mario's treatment of what he's accomplished in the voicing of this guitar is absolutely leaning into what this wood is already capable of achieving. You'll see a beautiful sort of a shade that Mario sprayed around the top of this guitar in a really gorgeous way, right inside some beautiful ebony binding. And if we look really, really close at the actual purfling inside that binding, you'll see that that's a solid strip of flamed maple. This is not wood fiber, anything like this. This is a solid, very, very thin strip that he bent in the same fashion as the bindings right inside to give you a very, very just beautiful and kind of a ripple effect. If you didn't know any better from a distance, it almost looks like it could be like a shell material, the way that it sort of reflects and moves in the light. But that is flamed maple and just a beautiful usage of it, I will say. I also want to call special attention to the downright insanely beautiful rosette on the face of this guitar. That's some quilted sapele just inside a bit of beautiful abalone shell, and again a bound sound hole done in ebony to give it a nice frame all its own as well. But man, just a gorgeous rosette here all the way around. Back and sides of this guitar are a wood that I am excited to start to get knowing better as some of these sets have been trickling through our shop in recent weeks here. This is a beautiful set of Pernambuco. This is native to Brazil, in just an incredible wood. If you're not familiar with Pernambuco, traditionally speaking, this is the choice wood for the highest end bowed instrument bows, that, you know, violin bows, cello bows, so on. Pernambuco is the high end handmade wood of choice for such stringed instrument bows. I'm going to get this out of my mouth, I promise. But it's a highly resonant wood, and the trees themselves don't grow to be these big, giant trees. So it's not real easy to find guitar sets that are large enough to create a guitar like this, because so often the trees are simply too small to accommodate a book matched back set like this, like we're looking at today. It tends to be rare to find, not only in this quality, but just as importantly in this size. So very, very beautiful example of this rare tone wood. And why wouldn't you pair it with among the rarest redwoods that you can get out there as well? Just a perfect choice there. All the way up on the headstock, I've got to say I love the Pernambuco veneer on the face of the headstock. You'll also enjoy, if I can get it in focus, a really cool, almost like a metal flake reflective Beauregard logo right in the center of the top of the headstock there, but just a powerful shape. Again, beveled edges all around this headstock there, giving it incredible depth. Even some purfling, you know, kind of sandwiched in between the wood itself and that actual headstock veneer. We've got Godot 510 tuning machines in kind of a black chrome finish. I love that he has, forgive the fingerprints, but I love that he has finished this neck in a jet black finish. And we've got some beautiful burl on the back of the headstock there with a nice little volute back there too. Really, really fun stuff, but just an absolutely sharp looking guitar, I will say. No pun intended with the Florentine cutaway, but quite literally. And like I said, I'm still kind of getting to know Pernambuco as a tone wood, as crazy as that sounds. I know this is not a new thing. It's been around a while in the form of guitars, but like I said, you just don't see it that often. And when you do, go play it. Folks, if you're in St. Louis and you haven't played a Pernambuco guitar, call me and come in and play this thing. Educate yourselves. It's still ringing. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that guitar sounds fantastic.
Man, oh man, I will tell you what. And what I'll be honest with you. And let's just, while we're here, we've got it in our lab. Before I ever played this guitar, Mario was explaining to me, this is what I'm doing with it, and this is what the final thing is going to look like. Of course, I'm wondering, boy, man, what is that going to sound like? You know, I played this redwood and Indian rosewood guitar years ago of Antoine's, and just envisioning such woods in kind of a similar body style, or exact body style, I guess. I was just envisioning like this delicate, very sensitive, something that would just whisper beautifully, and it does. It is all of those things. What I was not expecting was the horsepower that this thing has when you dig into it. I was not expecting that at all, and I will say I've played this guitar quite a bit now since it's been at the shop here, and it's almost like a chameleon in what it can do. a different player will sound very different on this guitar, of course, probably goes without saying, but perhaps wasn't expecting it to feel as durable as it does, but it's neat that it can really do the very delicate, sweet stuff, and if you need it to, it'll get up and roar too with no hesitation whatsoever. That's pretty cool. Very cool.
Very dynamic build.
Yes, it is, and just gorgeous colors all the way around.
Yeah, very warm.
Folks, just like that, we're at the end of the line once again. We have arrived to yet another guitar that was on display at this year's NAMM show. Folks, we have reached a most magnificent Paradiso grand concert. Like I said, this guitar was on display at Ryan's booth at the 2026 NAMM show. This was part of a small little sort of carousel of guitars that shared a similar theme in that they all had Lucky Strike redwood tops. Once again, save the heavy-hitting redwood for the end of the line, I guess is what we're doing today. Andro, let's take a gander, please. Again, just perfection in the form of redwood. Once again, absolutely mesmerizing wood here. And again, if you want to hear or learn about the full backstory of this wood, please look it up. Craig and Alicia Carter, Lucky Strike redwood. A lot of redwoods out there nowadays, folks. Just again, a perfect specimen here. The rosette on the face of this guitar is a good one. You can see that the main sort of the thick band there is black Tahitian pearl. And then on either side of the black Tahitian pearl, you've got some beautiful blue Paua shell. And then all the way on this outer circlet out here as well is some beautiful black Tahitian pearl, blue Paua as well. Beautiful, beautiful rosette. We've also got that blue Paua shell going around the entire top of the guitar, giving it a beautiful frame right inside that ebony binding theme there. And again, the beautiful ebony forearm bevel with the acoustic flutes carved right into that bevel as well. Just gorgeous work all the way around. And folks, once again, when you're dealing with soundboard material of this quality, you better believe that these folks that build this stuff pair it with a worthy set of wood for the back and sides. That's exactly what we have here in the form of pale moon ebony. And this is absolutely complex, phenomenal, psychedelic spacey looking stuff, I will tell you. Just an incredible, ultra interesting back set. And like you can almost fall into it. It's so deep and three-dimensional looking, just incredible spider webbing and coloration and contrast. And the longer you look, the crazier it gets, I will say quite honestly. They have matched the sides in just a phenomenally perfect way, down to the color, the wood. And folks, this when this stuff gets cut, and when I mention stuff like, oh, the sides are perfectly matched, this stuff isn't just coming off of a tree and going, okay, put the sides in the back over there. In a lot of cases, sometimes these woods have had lives in the past, whether in furniture of some kind or otherwise. And to see woods like this perfectly put together is quite a beautiful thing. So just in case that was ever in question, why I say beautifully matched sides, that's why. Not always coming from one, cohesive piece of wood kind of thing. In some cases they are, but just beautiful wood here, I've got to say. All the way up on the headstock, we've got a beautiful rosewood veneer. Again, beautiful blue Powa shell going around the face of that headstock. We've got the blue Powa R that has micro pearl, a little micro pearl frame of mother of pearl going right around it. Just the way that the light plays off of that and the iridescence of it is pretty darn cool. We've got headstock inlays in the form of the ghost theme right there in the center of the headstock. And you'll see that beautiful theme kind of going all the way down the fingerboard here in the full ghost inlay package on the face of the fingerboard of this guitar. And once again, we have the standard low profile C-shaped neck to this guitar, 1 3/4 inches at the nut, 2 1/4 spacing down here at the bridge, and the 25.7 extended fingerstyle scale length on this guitar as well. So rather a familiar feel, I've got to say, even if you're maybe not necessarily used to or have never even played a 25.7 inch scale, I still think this would be a very familiar feel, and I doubt that your brain would even register, oh, that's a little bit longer than maybe the standard scale length I'm used to already. But redwood tends to be one of those woods that kind of draws out harmonic and overtone presence from a guitar. Redwood accentuates that perhaps in a lot of cases, which I really like. Ebony in most cases, because it's such a hard, dense wood that quite literally is reflective to sound waves, tends to have a similar quality in that those rich harmonic overtones tend to really in an accelerated way, really get out of the guitar and get into your ears. So just the richness, again, of harmonics out of this guitar and the way that it kind of blooms as you let even a simple chord sort of just ring out, it really is just a pleasing, pretty sound. As generic as that might sound, it just is. I dropped my pick again, Hondro, is the next question.
Uh-oh.
What did I... There it is. Hey, Hondro,
Yo.
is your car parked around back here?
Yeah, I've got my Hummer H3 ready to go.
Say that again?
I've got my Hummer H3 ready to go.
Oh, so we can fit more than one guitar then, is what you're saying. Aha. Aha. Folks, a terrifying creation from your friends and mine at Ryan Guitars in the form of a signature series Paradiso. My goodness. My goodness. Andro, what'd you like off the wall today?
I'm gonna have to go with the Beauregard today. I thought
Good
that was
man.
magical.
Good man.
What about you? You're gonna say that Ryan you're holding. I already know that.
Man, I was going to say this might be one of the best sounding guitars I've ever played in my whole life. Like, seriously.
That's not surprising coming from Kevin Ryan.
Well, and, you know, everybody's got their own personal taste, and I think we've all determined what my personal taste is already.
We've got a couple votes for the Ryan, a couple votes for the Beauregard.
Nice. There must
Also,
be
the
something
Huss
to
and
that
Dalton.
Lucky Strike Redwood, I guess.
Yep.
Must be. Folks, we, unless you forgot, we've got one more guitar to look at
Oh
today.
yeah.
Andro, don't
The
go
secret
anywhere.
guitar.
Adam, if you're watching and you don't want to see, turn your computer off now. Fair warning. Folks, this is not a guitar that you will see for sale on our website. Unfortunately, I'd love to sell it to all of you. However, we are incredibly lucky to get to experience this guitar, if only for just a little while. This is going to a friend and client of the shop, and he and the folks at Froggy Bottom Guitars were gracious enough to give it a little detour through our shop before it finds its final home, where its final home is. And this guitar's owner has very graciously allowed me to share this guitar with you folks. We have never had a guitar quite like this one in our shop before, and just wanted to share it with you to really to kind of show some of what Froggy Bottom is really capable of at some of the highest end level of where they can flex to. Hondro, let's take a gander at this beauty if we could, please. I've said gander an awful lot of times today, I'm realizing. I'm sorry about that.
A lot of gandering.
Apparently. Folks, we have got a what is perhaps becoming world famous at this point, the vintage 1876 German Spruce, courtesy of Michael Millard at Froggy Bottom Guitars. Man, oh man, if you want to talk about some of the finest spruce that you will ever come across, we are absolutely looking at it right now. Look no further. This is phenomenal. If I can give you a little bit of a close-up, without blowing it out, just to show you the absolute insanity of tightness of grain in that soundboard, which I don't even know if you can see it from there. Almost looks like a solid sheet of beauty. But incredible old growth, old seasoned German spruce here in the form of this guitar's top. This is a limited grade guitar, so we've got a little bit of dressings on it in the form of some beautiful power shell going around the perimeter of the top, as well as around the sound hole here on the face of the guitar. I love that a pyramid bridge was used in lieu of the otherwise standard belly bridge on this guitar. Really a nice touch, very classy looking for sure. And the F14, it's a bit larger guitar than like what a standard orchestra model would be. Think almost like a quadruple O type guitar. OM plus is kind of what we're thinking here in the F14 body style. We've got the curly maple binding going around the body of this guitar, and per our t-shirt giveaway, we know what the back and sides are, but we better check just to make sure it's okay looking. Man, a absolutely scary, terrifying set of tortoiseshell quilted the tree mahogany. Why wouldn't you? Just insane wood here. I can see at least, I don't know, 7 or 8 different insect faces in this. I can see several mammal faces, perhaps even human-esque looking faces in this. Just absolutely, again, a very psychedelic, very satisfyingly three-dimensional back set as you move it in the light there. Just absolutely incredible material. And again, when you're dealing with wood like this, the folks at Froggy Bottom have reverence for it, and you better believe they lean into what this wood is capable of and milk it for every bit of tone that they can get out of it. And we will hear shortly exactly what that sounds like. All the way up on the face of the headstock, we've got a beautiful rosewood veneer with engraved, the engraved mother of pearl frog logo. And then we have the full fleur-de-lis engraved inlays on the face of the fingerboard as well. Really fantastic. Those are engraved by Glenn Carson, a long time, rather well-known engraving artist among other mediums. He is a fabulous engraver. And just sort of an awesome collaboration of artists and artwork onto a singular instrument here. Absolute masterpiece from the folks at Froggy Bottom, and congratulations to Adam. My goodness, and thank you for allowing us to hear this remarkable creation before it heads home to you. We sure appreciate it. Everybody thank Adam, please, if you would. We especially at Eddie's here have had an awfully good time getting to know this guitar. Like I said, if only briefly here, we're lucky to experience it. An absolutely magical creation. But Did you, Hondro, did you happen to arrange the giveaway T-shirt with the gentleman?
Yes, he already emailed us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, just
And
want to
good
make sure
guess.
that was accounted for so I wasn't neglecting anything. Folks, thank you so much again for joining us. Whether you're live with us right now or catching this after the fact, we sure appreciate you joining us. Keep an eye out in the next week or so for the next Acoustic Guitar Showcase live stream announcement. We will be coming to you live in the next couple of weeks or so, once again with a totally fresh batch of acoustic guitars that we can't wait to play through. Can't wait to see what comes in the shop over the next couple weeks as well. Folks, enjoy your weekend. Have a fabulous Friday evening. Alejandro, anything else from you?
No, we're ready to go. It's, thanks, Adam, for sharing that guitar with us.
Yes,
That's very
indeed. Cool. We appreciate you. Folks, have an awesome weekend. We'll catch you all next time around.
See you guys.